What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to analyze the tape of right tackle Darnell Wright because I think he had a really solid NFL debut. Yes, the guy had losing reps like the one you guys are about to see here, first play of the game, but he still had a lot of really nice reps, a lot of winning reps if you guys ask me, and we're going to break it down. We're going to get into every single one of his reps. People have been posting on social media saying that this guy got his ass kicked by Rashawn Gary, who, by the way, is a top 7 to 8 edge player in the NFL. But Darnell Wright still had a lot of really nice blocks. And we're going to get into that. Plus, we'll get into some Nate Davis clips as well. Very fired up for it. Let's get right into it. So one of the things I really like with a guy like Darnell Wright is not only is he smart, but he has advanced technique, right? We know that he knows how to snatch and trap really, really nicely. But it goes beyond just being able to snatch and trap. You know, this guy understands leverage. He understands how for him he's going to be able to beat certain defensive linemen. He understands how to pull guys and those type of things, right? Things that aren't necessarily a hold. Now, first and foremost, within this play, you see the right guard, right tackle swap on the defensive line game. Great job by both the right guard, right tackle. But you're going to see within this play that Devontae White is going to get the right hand underneath Darnell Wright, and he's going to club him right there. And what Darnell Wright's going to do within this club is he's going to get that hand and pull it downwards. And he's going to pull Devontae White forward. Now, this is not a hold, right? This is a snatch concept used to counter a club move. I've seen Trent Williams. I've seen Tyron Smith. I've seen guys do this a number of times. When a guy throws that arm out there, you pull that arm downwards. It's not a hold, right? And you can tell because he doesn't hold on. He lets him go. All he does is he uses that leverage against him. So to me, this is a nice rep right here by Darnell Wright. Of course, the quarterback does take off running. This was 1st and 20, picks up 8 yards. It's a nice job by both the right guard and right tackle to pick up that defensive line game. All right, you guys, check this rep out. Darnell Wright is going to jump outwards towards Preston Smith. And he's going to try to really jump out there and get in front of Preston Smith. And Smith is going to jump the inside gap on Wright. And Wright has to do a better job here being able to control that. You know, if Darnell Wright is going to do this where he's going to jump outwards, he's going to close the gap between him and the defensive end, that's okay. But if you do that, do understand you're giving a guy a possible inside lane. You're giving him that inside because now there's a big gap between you and the right guard. And in this instance, you see Smith do just that. He's going to rip to the inside and he now has inside leverage. Of course, Nate Davis, superstar offensive guard in the NFL, sees it quickly, gets to it, and helps Darnell Wright make sure the quarterback doesn't get that hit or sack. And Fields obviously does some very, very nice things. He takes off running. But you can't have this if you're Darnell Wright. You know, there's certain plays where you'll draw up and it may be a deep route with a dig concept attached to it, and you may need that time to get the ball to your guys downfield. And in this instance, you cannot get your quarterback pressured that quickly. You got to do a better job. Let's get into the next rep. Alright, you guys, check this play out. This is going to be a gain of no yards. This was one of the plays I actually saw trending on Twitter, and I kind of want to analyze it a little bit. First and foremost, Darnell Wright does pull to the right, as you guys see. And I'm not sure exactly what happens here. It looks like the tight end runs right into Darnell Wright. The tight end lined up in line. He's going to block out towards the left. And as he blocks towards the left, he runs right into Darnell Wright. So I don't know. I don't know exactly why that play is designed the way it was designed. But regardless, as soon as that happened, Wright was not able to get out there. You have 2 down blocks here, and Wright is supposed to get over the top of this one and really get out there and possibly pick off the corner. And he's not going to be able to do that because he wasn't able to cleanly get out of his stance, right? Because he gets run into by the tight end on this one, he's not able to get out there. And with that, the running back just cuts it back inside. Does a great job cutting it back to the inside here and just kind of gets what he can. But just a bad design, in my opinion. You know, again, I don't know if that's something that needs to be practiced a little bit more, but you can't have that. You can't have guys running into each other. That stuff should have been coached out back in the preseason. All right, you guys, check this out. Great job by the offensive line. You're going to get 11 yards on this one. The thing that sticks out to me on this one is that Nate Davis does a really, really nice job processing the stunt. If you guys don't know what I mean, sometimes when you run the ball, one of the things these guys try to do is get one guy to flow one way, and you have another guy stunt back towards the inside. And if you're running, for example, towards the left here, it'll allow the defensive lineman to just kind of contain some of these backside lanes as he's flowing over this way. And they're going to try doing that. But Nate Davis does a great job recognizing that. In fact, Davis and Darnell Wright are basically going to swap on their blocking assignments here. And you can see that Darnell Wright picks up the D tackle. Davis gets off, picks up the defensive end here who's trying to slant. And because those two guys are able to pick it up, it allows the running back to kind of go free and pick those 11 yards up. That's a great job by both the right guard and right tackle. It's a heads up play, great awareness, great processing. Just a really, really nice job picking it up. I know it seems like it's a small thing, but it's really not, right? These little things over the course of a game really adds up. Plus, it tells you mentally where these guys kind of are right now. Alrighty, guys, you got a 2nd and 4. Justin Fields is actually going to get sacked here by number 90, the defensive end to the right of your screen. I'm going to let you guys watch this play. Fields obviously just tries to outrun Lucas Van Ness, and that's not going to happen. Van Ness is a very solid football player. But with that being stated, I want you guys to watch Darnell Wright within this play. He does a fantastic job getting out of his stance. He's going to make contact here, and he's going to snatch down the defensive tackle. He gets the defensive tackle into the ground, and to me, that's just a really, really nice job by Wright. Really nice contact to the inside, snatches the arms downwards right there, and the D tackle ends up in the ground. Remember, as we've talked about it already, Darnell Wright is an advanced pass blocker. The guy understands leverage. He understands how to use certain moves, certain techniques to get guys onto the ground. And you see it right there, him doing just that. That's just a really, really nice job. Check this play out. You're going to put a 3 technique over the right guard, which means that Darnell Wright is going to be in a one-on-one situation here with Rashawn Gary. The Green Bay Packers want to design this because the Green Bay Packers want to get their best defensive lineman up against the rookie offensive tackle. And I think the rookie does a pretty nice job here. He definitely is going to close the gap between him and the defensive end. He's going to really jump out towards that defensive end. Jumps out there. Pretty solid contact. Pretty nice initial job setting up. I would like for him to really anchor down within this play. And you can see that he does do a pretty nice job. But Gary is able to kind of shed him towards the side towards the end of this play. Not a bad job. Still a winning rep because of the fact that the quarterback is able to get the ball out. He's able to throw it to exactly where he wants it. The tight end's not able to bring it down. 3rd and 11, and they're going to end up settling for a field goal on this one. Check this one out. You're going to get another defensive line game. Right guard, right tackle are going to do a pretty good job picking it up. I would say Darnell Wright does a good enough job within this play. He does push the defensive tackle upfield. The defensive tackle here on this play does get close to the quarterback, right? You guys can see that within this. He does a pretty nice job. He's going to try to push him upfield. The D tackle does get a hand right there on the quarterback's shoulder. Ultimately, the quarterback's not able to really step up. And the reason why is because the left guard, Cody White here, is going to get absolutely crushed on this play. You got to do a better job if you're the left guard. You know, you can't get bull rushed like this. You know, you can't give up your chest the way he does. He almost gets lifted upwards right here. And he gets tossed to the side. And ultimately, because that defensive tackle is able to collapse the pocket from the inside, Fields doesn't have the opportunity to step up within a play. You know, as an offensive tackle, you can let these guys that want to go around the corner, you can push them upfield. I don't have anything wrong with this. Let them go upfield and let the quarterback step up within the pocket. But in this play, the quarterback's not able to because Cody White here ends up getting beat, and this one ends up falling incomplete. Let's get into the next rep. Not really a good way to start off the drive here, if you guys ask me. You got to do a better job if you're Lucas Patrick. Can't allow that to happen right there. Starting a drive off, 1st and 10 here. Starting the drive off by losing a yard or so is not the best way to start a drive off. Let's get into the next rep. Watch Nate Davis here absolutely crush Kenny Clark, a really good nose tackle. Crushes him, gets him out of there, gets up to the 2nd level, and the running back picks up 12 yards on this one. And right there, that is such a nice double team block. It does not get better than that. He hits him perfectly in the hip. Absolutely moves him, and then he even gets up to the linebacker and makes enough contact with him where the running back's able to run it out that way. Of course, as you guys see, the right tackle do a pretty good job. The defensive end does try to swim hard towards the inside. Rip hard towards the inside. Doesn't work. Of course, the running back just cuts it to the outside just like that. You get 12 yards. Pretty nice job right there. Alrighty, guys, check this rep out. Darnell Wright has to do a better job on this one. Rashawn Gary is going to absolutely beat him. And to me, this is part of what he's going to have to continue to work on. You know, when you're in college, you're playing lesser competition than you are in the NFL. I think that's a pretty straightforward statement. But the thing you got to understand is guys are not only faster out of their stance, but they're better with their hands. They're better in terms of their technique. So in this instance, Gary's going to put the right hand out there, and then he's going to, from there, go to a second move, which is going to be a rip move, right? So he's going to ultimately get the hand into the chest, and from there, he quickly turns that into a second move, right? So right punch, then bring the hand back down and rip, and basically he's going to break up the pass here by getting to the quarterback. But to me, you got to do a better job. You got to get out there cleaner. You got to make contact better. And you can't lean into this. You know, Darnell Wright dips a little bit. He leans into this just a little bit. You got to do a better job. Maybe wait for Rashawn Gary to make the contact with you as opposed to you making the contact with him first. But you guys can see Rashawn Gary's going to get the right hand out there. And then he's going to turn that into a rip, really bend the corner. And Darnell Wright is not able to block him. And from there, you can see that Justin Fields just has nowhere to really go, right? And Gary's going to be able to punch the ball out there. This play is going to end up being an incomplete pass. Got to do a better job if you're Darnell Wright. So here's one of the sacks that Justin Fields took. The coaching staff has to do a better job. This does not work for me, and this does not work for Justin Fields. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. This is just a terrible design. There's no way the long three technique is able to just swim around the left tackle and get to Fields. Like, you got to do a better job selling this. You just got to do a better overall job. This is not acceptable right here. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Check this rep out. Really, really nice job by Nate Davis. I mean, to me, this is why this guy gets paid what he gets paid. Bam! He's going to put down Rashawn. I believe it's Rashawn Gary, number 52 there. But to me, it's just a really nice shot. We'll back it up to the angle here. So it's a little bit clearer. You guys can see that 52 is going to make contact with the center. And watch Davis turn to him and absolutely put him down right there. That's the type of stuff that I want to watch, man. And more so than just the actual play in which Gary gets tossed down. I love that Nate Davis is able to pass off Devontae Wyatt. He helps the rookie right tackle get in a really good spot, a really good position to take that on. And Darnell Wright's going to get on top of it, and he's going to be able to hold his block down. Just a really, really nice job by Darnell Wright. Of course, the quarterback has a good amount of time to get the ball out within that one. Not a bad job by the offensive lineman. Let's get to the next rep. Another not so good rep. This one's 3rd and 3. Darnell Wright's going to explode out of his stance and really overset on this one once again, similar to the play in which Preston Smith beats him to the inside. On this one, it's the same thing. Rashawn Gary is going to split that towards the inside as the right guard kind of comes over to double. You can't have that. If you're going to overset and get out there the way he does on this one, in order to be able to do that, you can't allow the defensive end to hit you on the inside and get inside leverage. You cannot allow this to happen because you're putting your quarterback in a really, really bad spot. Darnell Wright has to get this right here fixed. And it's not a big deal if he's going to jump out there the way he does here. But if you're going to jump out this way, that left hand has to really be able to punch and really catch that defensive end on these inside moves. That left hand has to displace these guys. And in this instance, it's just not doing that. Right? So to me, you can't have this. This was obviously the fumble in which Justin Fields fumbled the ball. And I think this was pretty much the game right here, right? It was already 6-24. And then fumbling the ball in this instance where, you know, Fields obviously did fumble. Just not acceptable. Darnell Wright has to do a better job within this play. Let's get into the next rep. Check this one out. Watch Darnell Wright pull from the right tackle spot towards the left. Great job getting out there. Super fast, super explosive. And this one right here picks up about 5 yards. Just a really, really nice job if you guys ask me. A part of Darnell Wright being such a high pick is his run blocking ability. It's the head placement, the angles, and all that stuff. Just a really nice job to displace that defensive end. Just like that, you pick up about 4 to 5 yards. Let's get into the next rep. You got another defensive line game on this one. Right guard, right tackle do a great job swapping and picking it up nicely, really shutting it down. It's a pretty nice job right there. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Alrighty guys, so this play technically does not count. There's actually a defensive offsides, but that doesn't really impact us because within the actual rep, 58 is going to get his ass kicked. Rashawn Gary does a really, really nice job and he's going to blow the play up. The ball comes out, and I'm not exactly sure who it was that was offsides on this one. I don't think it was Rashawn Gary. It could have been, But he is standing up, you know, and I don't think he was past the line of scrimmage when the ball actually got snapped, but I could be wrong here. Regardless, Darnell Wright kind of sets up before even Gary's able to set up. And you can see this is just not a good rep. You can't have this if you're Darnell Wright. He just doesn't get deep enough in his stance. And I'm not sure if the quarterback should have truly tossed this or thrown the ball before. It's kind of weird because the quarterback does take a number of steps. On this one, you guys can see he's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And Darnell Wright just doesn't get deep enough. For a 5-step drop, if you guys watch Darnell Wright, it just doesn't seem like he gets deep enough within his stance. You know, he almost just takes 1 step back, and then he almost comes back forward right there. As you guys can kind of see, let me back it up just a little bit. He almost just kind of comes back forward. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happens there, but that's a losing rep, and that's a bad rep, in my opinion. You cannot have that. Now, do keep in mind the play doesn't count. Does not matter to us. You got to do a better job. Let's get into the next rep. Alrighty, guys, here's another one. Pretty nice rep by Darnell Wright on this one. Really gets out there and takes it to Gary. He's going to get his hands right on the defensive end on this one. Pretty nice job. Gets out there, hands land right on Rashawn Gary, and really just shuts it down. Pretty nice job right there. It was a quick throw. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Now, I want to wrap this video up, and I do want to just give you guys some of my final thoughts and opinions on where the Chicago Bears are after watching every single one of these reps. You know, I think Lucas Patrick is a very, very bad offensive lineman, and I truly believe he is not the future of this team in any way. And I'm not sure why the Bears decided not to start Ja'Tyre Carter at left guard and kept Cody White here at center, because you see plays like this. And this is not a one-time thing. Like, I saw probably like 4 of these type of snaps where the center just absolutely gets crushed right at the point of attack. And you can't have that. You're never going to win football games if your center cannot make a proper block. Again, about 4 times in this game, I saw him just flat out get beat at the point of attack. That's not even considering when he actually made contact with guys and he wasn't able to push guys or position his body correctly. Right? I'm talking about just straight up, a guy just gets right over the top of him. You can't have this, right? And I know the offensive line was not perfect. The quarterback wasn't perfect. In fact, I could show you guys a couple of plays in which the quarterback just misses his read, which I'm not going to get into. The quarterback school is actually posting a video on Justin Fields. You guys can go watch that video. The guy does a great job analyzing quarterbacks. But overall, I think this offensive line has upside. I think this offensive line is going to be a lot better than what we saw against the Green Bay Packers, because there's a lot of really, really nice reps where Justin Fields does have time, right, where he is able to kind of step up and deliver passes the way he does on this one. Plus, always keep in mind, Darnell Wright is still a rookie, and to have a rookie offensive tackle is hard. Even Braxton Jones is just in year 2, right? So Braxton Jones, I will say this, looks very, very good, right? He obviously has taken that year 2 leap, but then even beyond that, Tevin Jenkins is hurt. Right, so you had to swap the center to left guard and get your backup center in. And I think it just makes it kind of hard. Plus, Nate Davis hasn't played, right? This was the first time we really saw him play. And he looked very, very good. Very, very impressive on tape, if you guys ask me. He was tough, he was physical, he was putting people down. And again, I know a lot of Bears fans are going to be upset after this loss right here to the Green Bay Packers, but I'll say this. I think Justin Fields is going to get better and better with time. I think as he continues to get more reps, as he continues to develop, I think he'll eventually take that step upwards. I know this was not what the Chicago Bears fans thought coming into this season with the team, but I do think that as the offensive line continues to get better, the playmakers are clearly better, and I think as the coaching staff really gets things right, I think the offense here is going to have success. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a lot of talking and not a whole lot of film evaluation, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, we are covering the Bears weekly on this channel. I may even post another video. If you guys want to see on Braxton Jones or one of the other offensive linemen, let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.